Alrighty, folks. Right now, it is October 2nd, and we are here at Lake Berryessa in preparation for the final season event for Yakka Bass, the Tournament of Champions. A 2-day event on Lake Berryessa, as it always is in the middle of October. And I haven't been here in a while. If you guys saw some of the previous videos here from the summer, and even the spring, it was pretty tough. I don't know what's going on with this particular body of water this year, but you look at some tournament weights, some general fishing reports, and it seems like this lake is fishing tough in general. So have pretty much avoided this body of water this year, but I have no choice at this point. We got to get some pre-fishing. I'll give you a little schedule, a calendar of events. There's a 2 weeks off limits period of this body of water, which I'm a fan of. So I'll probably fish a few days this week before it goes off limits. And then of course we have the official 2 days of practice, that Thursday, Friday, and the tournament itself on Saturday, Sunday. So a lot can change between now and when the tournament starts, but I don't think it's going to hurt to go out there, just kind of see what's going on with the lake, see, you know, what it looks like. The water levels are of course way different from last year. I mean, this ramp that we're at right now, I mean, we had to drive another 100 yards down the way last year with the water being so low just to get to the other ramp. So my point being, this video for sure will be practice, scoping Lake Berryessa out, seeing if we can figure out a little pattern, a little something, really just to kind of gauge what the fish are doing, see what kind of condition the lake's in. I think that'll just better our decision making on the days before the tournament. I'm gonna try to keep an open mind. If things aren't working, try to switch it up, fish a little deeper, make some moves. Yeah, have a good time. Day out on the water, really can't beat it. Let's get the kayak off the truck, load her up, get out on the water, spend a day out on Lake Berryessa. A lot of fish down there, right? Let's try to hook one. I can almost guarantee they're like 8 inchers. whatever these fish are, I mean, I don't think they're anything to mess with. First of all, they're small. Second of all, they're not even biting. It might even just be bluegill or something. $8.52. Not a bite yet. Seen a lot of bait, seen a lot of small fish. No signs of bass though, which, and I'm just gonna lay it out there. I mean, this place this year has been so tricky. I mean, really the past couple of years, other than obviously the spring, the spawn, when they're up shallow, they're easy to target. Other than that, it's been a tricky fishery these past couple of years. I mean, seems like you either have to catch them stupid shallow and come on the correct day and they're eating topwater or something, or you have to find them out deep, suspended, chasing bait. I know there's mixed feelings on live scope and forward facing sonar, but I feel like right now this is where that would excel. You know, granted, you know how to use it and you're proficient with it, but really finding those moving, roaming fish, feeding fish, deeper fish, and being able to pinpoint your cast. That all being said, I was kind of expecting a day like this, you know? In my opinion, my mind, if I got 5 keeper bass bites today, I'd consider that, you know, kind of a good day. So even though it's almost 9 o'clock and we haven't really found anything yet, I'm really not too discouraged, just because the bar has been set so low for this fishery over the past couple of years for me. But there is a very healthy population of bass in here. Smallmouth, largemouth, and spots. I mean, there's a lot of them in here, and there's big ones. Just, they're tricky right now. Look at that. Micros. Look at all these micros. I'll take a bite at this point. Look at all of them. It's kind of cool. I think my bait's even too big for him. Oh, look at that bait. Oh, they're following it. See, this is what used to happen at Berryessa, except the fish were like 2 to 4 pounders. Yeah, they're right behind the swim bait. Even this 3.3 inch swim bait is too big for them. Pretty crazy. Dang, and just like that, they're like gone. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that used to happen here, but they were just bigger schools. Bigger fish, I mean. I mean, look at it. We're in 70 foot here. And those bait balls are everywhere, and that one just so happened to come to the surface. We could actually see the action. That bait ball out here is literally 50, 20, 30 feet tall, and God knows how wide. That's just one of them. I don't see any bass with it though. Like, that's one of the problems with this fishery, is there's so much freaking bait in it. It's like these fish aren't too worried about eating. Wild how big that bait ball is. Oh yeah, there's all those dinks right by the boat. Crazy. They're all following the crankbait. They're not committing though. Look at them. So many. Now I know what all those marks are. 6 inchers. Surprised we can't get one to bite though. Like, I've had them bump the bait a little bit, but they're not really eating it. Why don't you eat the bait? There's so many of them just sitting on this wall. I actually ate that. They're eating this. Finally getting some bites. I feel like I need just a little bit smaller swim bait. I mean, look at them. There are thousands of them down there. Just following it. What's weird is I can't get them on the drop shot. It's like they only will eat something that'll be moving, something they can chase. Gotta be biting. One of them has to bite this if I work it kind of erratically. Oh man, what are those? Okay, there's something else down there. Those are like pike minnow or something. There's something else down there. It's not bass, and they're like 12 inches long. I want to say those were like pike minnow, like juvenile pike minnow. They're like long and slender. Even the rig, just trailing behind it, not committing to it. Gotta get something like super small. There we go. Finally got one. Alright, what's down there? A couple thousand of these. Man, this lake's gonna be amazing in about 3 years. As many of those as there are in here, with them being 2-3 pounders. I mean, they're gonna get that big with all this bait in here. I think we figured out how to catch a couple. Oh, it came off. I know, definitely catch them. My tied on. Got a little crappie jig head in here, and a little crappie jig. I'm sure that would just go crazy on these fish, but I'm also here to accomplish something, not catch micros. Just kind of want to mess with them for a little bit. And shoot, maybe there's some big ones down there somewhere too. There we go. Giants. See, they're eating it too. Got to get them to react to the right bait. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else in my box that I have. It's small profile, it's moving. I mean, crankbaits are pretty small. Oh, I got it on the fall. Yeah. Lipless might be the deal to catch these little dudes. This might work. Pretty little small spoon right here. It's like the perfect profile. Perfect profile. Should have that somewhat erratic action. And get these, I mean, this is kind of sad, but get these micros to bite. Yeah, I think that was the ticket right there. Yeah. Oh. Bet you this is the bait. This is the key. The key. Just have to find the right size, I think. Right size, right action. They're smacking it though. Those little guys are smacking it. Which there'll be a bunch of them following it in. Ready? Oh, one got it actually. On the way in. Oh. This could be good information though. I mean, for the tournament in 2 weeks, knowing that the fish are really so bait fish oriented, keyed in on this bait fish. I mean, I know they're small ones, but it gives you a little hint. Look at them following them. Yeah, look, those are the pike minnow right there. Those are the pike minnow. I don't know if you guys could see that, but there's like, I don't know, 12, 13 inch pike minnow in the mix here. They're everywhere too, bass up shallow. They want something moving though. That's one thing I've kind of, like, I don't want to say I've learned it, but this year it's kind of hit home for me. When the drop shot doesn't work or you're fishing really slow, sometimes that means they want to chase, especially when you're around this much bait fish. I mean, think about it. Why would they just eat a little drop shot sitting there? There's a bunch of them. They're going to be competitive. They're just all mainly too small to get this. better. I think we might have a keeper. Maybe. It's not a micro. Oh, it's a good one. I say good, but he's just really spit up. He's not that good, but he's way better than what we've been catching. Kind of random cast with a spoon. Smallie. I think he's a keeper. Just barely. Fat little guys, but oh, look at his mouth too. Yep. Just munching on the bait buffet. That is everywhere in Lake Berryessa. And that one was a little deeper. Maybe the better fish are a little deeper. I do not know. Catch a lot of smallmouth today. Granted, not big, but usually I get more spotted bass here. Oh boy. Even moving out a little deeper and throwing the spoon, I'm still getting those tiny ones. Some grass over here. A little bit of grass. Oop, getting little bites again. Man, I wish you guys were bigger. So much fun. Oh my god, there's a massive school of dinks. Look at them all. Jeez. There's a good one right there. I see it. I was just filming. There's a good one right there. Finally actually saw a good one. Up shallow with the dinks. Some grass over here. Maybe I could haul one up, trick a big one on the top water. I think that dude was about to eat my bait. Until he saw me. Oh man, that's like a 6-pounder. Oh boy, that was a big one up shallow. Why didn't I stop a little sooner and make the cat? I'm not saying he would have bit. That was a big one up shallow. That's kind of one thing I've learned this time of year at Berryessa. Is in the afternoon when it warms up, these big largemouth will move shallow. Some of them will, not all of them. You can usually get a bite or two if they're unsuspecting. There's got to be grass around. Man, yeah, that was a big one right there. Dang. Oh, there was actually a decent one following it. Not a giant, but like a 14, 15 incher. All the better quality fish I've seen so far have been in this pocket. Maybe they are starting to move back into the creeks and pockets, munch on bait. I don't know. Is that the first drop shot fish? I think it is, which is surprising. I'm in the brush, but I think I got a good one. He's got me on something, but I think it's good. Did you get off? Oh no! I don't know. Felt good. Felt like it had a head shake to it. I had a good one follow it. Not a giant, but a good one. Like not a 6-incher. Way back here. It's kind of like a Hail Mary spot to get back here to practice even. It's quite the run. Saw another big one. They're doing the same thing like they've done in the past. In the afternoon, they get up on these points and they're hard to catch still. It's not like they're actively feeding. But they're definitely back here. I wonder if they're doing that throughout the rest of the lake too. This is the only pocket creek that I've seen some big fish. And they were all pretty much on the same stuff. All right, folks. 142, wow. Kind of getting late, or we've been out on the water for quite a while. Let's make a run. Let's make a run across the lake, hit a couple of coves over there, a couple of points, and finish up our day heading back towards the ramp. Pretty tough one so far, as expected, sadly, here. I don't even know why I get excited seeing these boils. They're all small, and they're not even hitting the top water. One actually got it. That's surprising. This is surprising. Oh, finally got one on top water. Out in 52 feet. See? Look at them, those little micros. Come on, just one big one, wolf pack up there and crush my bait. 4:16, guys, that was a long day. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, Lake Berryessa, for me personally, in the past couple of years, and definitely this past summer, has been fishing extremely tough. Hard to get bit, hard to get keeper bites out there, and especially this time of year where the fish are definitely offshore, chasing bait, deeper, definitely not my strength in fishing. To quickly recap, launched here, I think we went a couple hours without a single bite, ran into some bass, saw some small ones busting, so I jammed over to them real quick, made some casts. I don't think I actually hooked up, they bumped my bait. Tried to see if we could catch some of those fish. The big key, the big change, and this is probably the bait of the day, even though, you know, it was still a really tough day, but the bait of the day was definitely that tiny little spoon. You know, I went through a bunch of stuff from a small swim bait to a crankbait to a drop shot to the A-rig. I think I did catch a few on a lipless, but that spoon, when we finally changed to that exact size, profile, and action, definitely got even the small ones to bite. A little bit of a morale booster every so often throughout the day. If I just wanted to get bit, I'd find a little pack of those fish and go at them with that spoon. Did randomly catch a keeper smallmouth on it. I was fishing it a little bit deeper, thought maybe some of the bigger fish were hanging out a little bit deeper. Now that was the only bite deeper that I could get. Everything I was even graphing was up in that 8 to 15 foot range, and those were just those small fish. Now, as the day moved on, sun got up, it got pretty warm. Based on history and some of the areas that I had fished, I knew that there was a chance that some of the better fish, some of the largemouth would show up shallow. We could see them, and that's exactly what happened. Found one particular cove off the main lake that I went into, and I saw a handful of bigger fish. Saw some pretty good largemouth up shallow. I threw everything at them. I had multiple opportunities because I'd end up throwing a bait like a topwater or a drop shot or an A-rig. Didn't get bit, and then I'd kind of stroll over there, stand up, and I'd see one right there. So just couldn't get those fish to go. It's hard to portray everything that I did throughout the day, but I mean, I went shallow, I fished deep, fished some offshore stuff, fished rock. I mean, I brought 9 different rods with me, and I threw every single rod plus some other baits in the box. I mean, I tried everything I could, and the only thing consistent that I could find was, you know, a shallow spoon bite, I guess, or non-keeper fish. But with all that said, today the point, as I mentioned, was to practice, get an idea as to what Berryessa is looking like, what this lake is shaping out to be in a couple of weeks for the Tournament of Champions, which will decide the Yakabass Angler of the Year, which is what we're gunning for. Today, even though it was a really tough day, only caught 1 keeper and a handful of microfish. It is what it is. We knew this was most likely going to be the scenario, the outcome today. Tough day, but happy to get out there and at least catch a few fish, even if they were small. Guys, guys, yeah, like I mentioned, that little calendar, that schedule after today, we got 3 more days before this lake goes completely off limits for 2 weeks. I don't know if it would be worth my time to fish all 4 days. I think that would be a little bit crazy just because I think so much is going to change in 2 weeks, especially this time of year. So I think we'll probably put 1 more day of fishing in here before the official cutoff, and then we'll really hopefully get dialed those 2 days before the TOC. But as always, I thank you guys for watching the Sleigh Fest of miniature bass today, and I will catch you guys in the next video.